guys, welcome back. In a previous video titled "The Differences Between Sticks and Blades," I demonstrated a snake disarm, and I got some questions and some feedback about it. So I thought I'd do this video on a variety of snake disarms, which are my preference when it comes to stick work. Perhaps in a future video we'll also discuss strip disarms that is my preference when it comes to large blade work. But for today we're going to look at snake disarms in particular. Joe, let me borrow you for a second. We're going to look at angles 1, 2, and 3. And the situation will dictate which disarm you'll fall into. The entry is pretty similar to the 1 and the 3. So it would be a variation on the energy that he's giving you. Remember in the previous video I did say that these things are incidental. You kind of fall into them. It's not something that you can easily engineer, but if the situation is right, you do want to take full advantage of it when it presents itself. So to be clear, these are generally incidental, but if he gives you enough hang time and you can snake it in, by all means go for it, because if you take his stick away, you finish the fight. So he's going to give me angle 1. On this particular one, I'm going to wrap the arm and I'm going to counter him right away. With all of these, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just borrow your hand here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put him in a wrist lock with my arm. Once I've brought him to the point where his wrist is compromised, I'm going to flare my elbow out and discharge the stick. And this is happening because the wrist joint gives me a purchase. So I slide down into position when this happens. Let's look at that again. Gives me the 1, I block, and I catch it here. Now, my palm is facing me. As soon as he's in that horrible position, I'm going to twist my hand out, creating greater degree of leverage. Let's look at it from this side. I'm also going to be motivating him with my stick. The reality is that if he finds himself monkey trapped here while I'm hitting him, he's going to be very motivated to let go of the stick. So the disarm is happening either because of my leverage or because of my leverage. Okay, so let's look at it at moderate speed. Boom, we go here, and there's the follow-up. On the 2, this one is a little bit more challenging, but I've had decent success with this. It capitalizes on inertia. I'm not going to be moving so much to stay in frame, but understand that there is a swaying motion when this happens where I'm pulling him into me. Okay, so he's going to give me the 2. I'm going to bring this and understand that I'm walking him in that direction to create that effect when I do this. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and do it again. So he's going to go here, and there's my disarm. I'm pulling him and I'm dozy-doing him across the room as I'm doing this. And again, what am I doing is I'm hitting him to motivate him. So he gives me the 2. Let's do it on this side. Gives me the 2. Boom. I wrap it, and I wrap him, and there goes the disarm. We can eject the stick at that point. Remember, the stick is motivating him. I may not get the lock properly. Let me just get you here. I may not get the lock. I may just be holding his arm. But if I'm pounding away, he's backing away, hopefully. Okay, last one we'll do is off the 3. This one's the least likely out of them, but in the interest of completeness, I figure I'd throw this one in. So when he throws it at me here, I'm going to get it, but this time I have my forearm in the way, giving me extra leverage. The palm is facing me, I twist out, but now I push here. And there's my follow-up. Let's look at that in one sequence. So he gives me the 3. Boom, I got him here. And there's the follow-up. Let's do it from this side. Throws the 3 at me. I got him here, and there's my, and there we go. One last thought, guys. I'll do it off the 2. If he throws the 2 at me, or any of these for that matter, and I work the disarm, Now's not the time to be proud of myself. I have to get my stick working between us because I'm very vulnerable to him grappling with me. Grappling is the natural antithesis of stick fighting. So if he gives me the 2, and I get here and I go, oh wow, it worked. Now I have a big problem. Okay, this is something that Guru Vince Oler reminded me of in a very convincing fashion many years ago during a sparring session. Guys, disarms work when the timing is right. They don't always work, and nor do you want to be chasing them. If he gives it to you, take it, and thank him for it by being very generous with your stick. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Tony. That was Jovan. We're with the Miami Arnis group. Until next time, take care.